Ladies and gents, hello and welcome to ROG Pulse, the show where we dive into all things related to tech and gaming. And today we have a very special show where we're diving into the brand new RTX40 series.
We've got a RTX 4090 and RTX 4080 16 gigabyte and an RTX 4080 12 gigabyte. We are releasing Strix and TUF variants of each of those three cards. So we are announcing 6 cards in total today.
Oh, this is the ROG Strix 4090 cards.
Beautiful.
So as you can see, this time the design we decide to use the red and blue theme with the ROG lighting on the side and on the edge and at the side. And one biggest difference, well, besides its massive size, is that we just
massive, you say?
Yeah, huge. This card is actually over 36 centimeters, so 360 millimeters long.
The 4090 has a base TGP of 450 watts. So this is an absolute beast of a card in terms of horsepower. And so you guys basically had to redesign the card from the ground up in order to accommodate that sheer amount of power, right? So it's not only bigger, but what did we do to accommodate the thermals and the power for this just absolute unit? So
I think this is one of the beefiest cooler that Asus ever made. The fans are larger, and we have more dissipation area with the vapor chamber. So this GPU, I think it can handle pretty much everything you throw at it.
So if you look at this animation of the vapor chamber, we actually have some milled channels inside that vapor chamber for the heat pipes to kind of sink into, which increases the surface area of contact between the heat pipes and the vapor chamber itself, allowing even better heat dissipation than a traditional vapor chamber design.
And we found that on average, with this tunneled design, that we're able to get 3 to 5 degrees out of the, compared with the traditional vapor chamber plus the heatsink design.
So the other thing that is kind of jumps out at me just looking at this card, right, is that huge vent on the back. That's crazy. First of all, it looks amazing. I love the way that you guys integrated the ROG logo into the vent there. But I imagine that's also providing a lot of that extra cooling potential too.
Right. So actually, taken from the experience from last generation, we actually had a smaller wind tunnel actually. Okay, so we found that if we are able to make the PCB shorter and then make the wind tunnel larger, so the front fan can blow the air directly out of the back, we get much more GPU temperature out of the card. So
this is a Strix card. It's going to have all the features that you've come to expect from a Strix card. You've got AuraSync, ARGB on the card. You've got the P and Q switch, the dual BIOS switch that lets you switch between the performance and the slightly more quiet mode. You can also see from this that we've got 16-pin power connectors on these latest GPUs. So they will come with an adapter if you have an older power supply. Should we talk about the TUF 4090?
Before talking about the TUF, I have a 3090 card right next to me, and I like.
Let's the side by side, the live demo.
Side by side, yeah.
Oh, I know chat's immediately going to be like, "Are we going to get 4090s in
white?"
Go.
He's straining himself to lift it up.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
That's
so
actually not as much. It's not as longer as I expected it to be.
So this is the TUF card. It's roughly the same size as the Strix. So it's also 36 centimeters long and 3.5 slot. 3.6 slot wide.
So the thermals on this are similar to the Strix card, but they're slightly different. Can you talk a little bit about what you did with the heatsink and vapor chamber on this?
So remember we talked about the tunnel vapor chamber. That's actually an exclusive feature for Strix because it needs to handle higher TGP. So there you go. So with TUF, we're actually setting this at default TGP. So in theory that you might not need that much thermal solution. So we're using the traditional vapor chamber plus the heat pipe solution for the TUF.
So tell me a little bit about the die cast frame on this, because this is pretty unique, right?
Yeah. So the we use the die cast frame for both of our Strix and TUF series to get that premium feel. Last generation our TUF was well received because we used a lot of metal parts. So this generation we continue that tradition. So for TUF, we still use we use the aluminum alloy to make a cover to make it look very sturdy.
So are we gonna have GPU holders in all of the boxes? Do you know?
All of it, yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
okay.
have it in all of the boxes.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a new thing to this generation because previously that wasn't necessarily a standard. So having that be,
Right.
something that's built in the boxes, it's one less thing you have to worry about when upgrading to this card because they are so much larger than previous generations.
Okay.
All right. Should we talk about the 4080s?
Sure.
We don't have the 4080s.
We don't have any 4080s to release, and we know, or to show off in hand today, and we know that those are going to be coming out at a later date. So October 12th is only for the Strix and TUF 4090. That's when those are hitting the shelves. But the 4080s, we have two versions, a 16 and a 12 gigabyte coming out. What else can we say about them beyond
they
that?
look, the design is the same as these, correct? The 4080 12 gigabyte is a slightly different size, but the shroud design, the backplate design, they're all the same.
But with a
so Romeo, hold up that Strix, and everyone can just pretend you're showing them the 4080. Just pretend this is a 4080, and you got it.
But visually, it's almost identical, right?
Yeah.
The 4080 is like
same exact size.
Yeah. Okay.
Same exact size.
The 4080 12 gigabyte is a little bit smaller.
So for the 4080 16 gigabyte model, for the Strix, because it's a Strix model, so we will be using the same thermal design. Then for the 4080 16 gigabyte TUF, the only difference with in terms of thermal solution that it does not have a vapor chamber. So the 4090 has a vapor chamber, 4080 does not. 4080 just used the heat pipe, I think 8 heat pipes. But this is the generation of 4K, right?
I hope
Don't
so.
want to push.
This is a good plug. So we can't reveal a ton of performance information today yet. We're just revealing these cards and kind of giving you some of the design details. But if you guys give us a follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube, we're going to be diving even deeper when these cards come out, when we can release performance information. This is just the beginning of the 40 series launch. So give us a follow. We have many more details for you coming up real soon.